Good evening everyone. Obviously a disappointing result the way to finish the 2018-19 campaign here at Vale Park. I'm joined by Port Vale manager John Askey. John, the weather sort of is a fair reflection on how that afternoon went for us. A disappointing result to say the least.
Yeah, miserable. Good conditions to play in. The wind obviously got up, but no, it was awful day for us, and there's been too many of those over the season, and hopefully this is the end of it, and next season will be a start of good times.
What went wrong today, do you think? What was the difference between that MK Dons performance, where we seem to have everything, all the commitment and courage shown by the players, to the performance today? What was the difference for you?
I think you've hit it on the head there. Commitment. We just you've got to have a bit of devil when you play football, especially playing at home. You've got to go and show the supporters that it means something to you, and too many didn't. You're getting into wide areas, no balls going into the box, getting on the edge of the box. There was no shots, and it was a poor performance. But like I say, and since we've got safe, it's been a bit lacklustre, other than the MK Dons performance.
We sort of had that honeymoon period in March with the way the results were going and the performances. It's fair to say that the players were really giving their all in that month. As the past few games, perhaps, and a performance like today, sort of highlighted the deeper problems that need to be dealt with over the summer, and the challenges that you face ahead of you?
Yeah, it looks like that. As you say, that period over March, the players performed excellently under really difficult conditions, and we could have gone down, and they put in great performances. But since obviously we've got safe, then it hasn't been good enough, and they haven't been able to sustain it over a long period of time all through the season. So now it's players need to look at themselves. Have they done enough? And it's their careers at the end of the day. I'm sure nobody goes out there to play poorly or not to give their all. But no, as I say, one or two in there will be wondering what they're going to do next.
To sort of, I think the only positive we can take from that afternoon was that we were going into this game against your former side safe as a League Two club for next season. That must have been a hell of a relief for you heading into this one.
It was before the game, but obviously I wanted to win, and bitterly disappointed that we've not won. I wanted the supporters to have something to enjoy today, and they haven't. And it's not good enough. And to say I'm angry is an understatement, really.
It's safe to say a fair few of the players have already said that they want you to stay here next year as Port Vale manager. Obviously the situation surrounding that is difficult at the moment, so we won't go into that, but you're planning as you were going to be the Port Vale manager for next season, and that's what you have to do, really, don't you?
You do, to be fair to the football club, and I'm sure things will be sorted out soon, as regards the owners of the football club. But it's an important time now. It's the most important time when the club starts to recruit players for next season. So hopefully everything can be sorted, and the club can move on, because this last 2 or 3 years has been awful for the club, and that needs to stop, and we need to start looking forward.
You mentioned there about the recruitment in the summer, how important that is, but how important is it to get that retain list sorted properly and keep the players that you want as well?
Yeah, there's players here that that have done quite well and need to be retained. But whether that's me or whether it's somebody else, but it needs to be done quickly so they don't go elsewhere.
How important has Scott Brown been for you over these past few weeks? And we keep talking about him, but again today he's pulled off some good saves and kept that scoreline at 1-0 for you.
There's a lot of players out there who could learn from him, because he comes in every day, trains really hard, and does everything right, and he deserves to get the accolades that he does. Without him, then we all know, I think, where the club would be.
Just finally, a note on the fans who, it's fair to say, have been there through thick and thin for this club over the past few years. They're going to be turning up in their numbers next week at Bury. How important have they been for you since your arrival?
They've been terrific. They've really got behind the players. Even today, as bad as we were, there wasn't too much dissension, and no, I can't thank them enough really, because it has been hard. But as regards myself, they've really helped, and I just hope there's good times coming for them.